What's going on, you guys? So I'm really excited about this video. I finally have decided to jump into the world of stock options trading. Now, I will be totally honest, I don't know exactly what I'm doing just yet, but it's time for me to jump in. If you don't know who I am, my name's Cody and I come from the real estate investing background. I actually am a real estate agent myself, but I do mostly real estate investing, and that's kind of where my heart and passion is. So I know that world very well. I've got 11 rental units at the moment, and I absolutely love the passive income and just all of the wealth building materials and tools that come out of real estate investing. So why am I jumping into stock options then, right? I've had some success in real estate on the sales side as well as on the investing side. And now I've gotten more interested in the stock market recently. I think because 2020 has been such a volatile year, I've really seen the potential ups and the potential downs that the stock market can bring. Plus, I think it's also time for me to diversify just a little bit. One of the things that I absolutely love about real estate is that it spits off cash flow each and every month that I can actually go out there and use. Now, just until recently, there's been two major things that I've always had an issue with when it comes to investing in the stock market. Number one is leverage. The thing that I love about real estate is that you get to use leverage. You can use 3%, 5%, maybe even 20% down as your down payment for a property, and you can control an asset that is worth a lot more. So if you have $100,000, you can use that as a 20% down payment and control a property that's worth $500,000. Or if you're going to be living in the home, you can do as little as 3% or 5% or even 0% depending on what loan program you do. Now, when it comes to stocks, you can buy stuff on margin, but you don't get the same type of leverage that you do in real estate. The second thing that I've had some beef with when it comes to the stock market is that when you go and invest money in these stocks and the price goes up, that's great. Your portfolio's happy, it's in the green, and you're feeling really good. However, that's not actually money that you can use, right? You're kind of stuck with that dilemma of like, well, do I hold on to it so it goes higher, or do I sell out and take that cash? But if you sell, then you have to move that somewhere else into another investment that you hope is also going to go up. So you're always caught with that middle ground of like, well, do I hold on to this and let it keep going, or do I sell so I can actually capture some of these gains that I've actually seen? That's the thing that I love about real estate, again, is that it spits out cash flow each and every month that I can actually use to go and buy more property. I can use it for my living expenses. I can use it to go and buy stocks, right? I can use it for whatever I want, and it doesn't affect the value of the property. It doesn't, I don't have to sell the property. I don't have to make any changes to it. It just spits off that cash flow each and every month. But anyway, I digress. That is not what this video is about. We're here to talk about my new journey on stock option trading. Now, the reason why I've been so intrigued with this lately is because you can get massive gains and also massive losses in just a short amount of time, right? You're kind of gambling or speculating at least a little bit on the stock market and how you think these different companies are going to perform over the coming days, months, years, whatever. So you're in a position where you can actually gain a lot of money, and you could also face a lot of potential losses as well, but it's a lot more attractive than stocks because I think you can put money into this option, you can see that it goes up, and then in a couple of days you can sell it, cash out, and actually take that money and restart, right? So you're not actually looking at holding onto these stocks for the long term, and you can play the game of having the stock go up, you can play the game of having it go down, you can play, a mixture of the two. There's so many different strategies with this, and anyway, I'm excited to get in. So I was actually starting to play with this today, and I invested $1,000 into a brand new Robinhood account. I figured this was the best place to start. For me, it came down to, look, I just got to get started with options. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to invest $1,000 to just get my, feet underneath me, basically. One thing I've always noticed with real estate is it's very intimidating to go out and buy a property because you don't know what's going to happen. But once you do that, you actually realize, oh, this really isn't too bad, and you figure it out from there. So I'm taking that same approach with these options. I'm basically going to just jump in and figure it out as I go. So we put $1,000 in this Robinhood account, and like I said, I've been playing with that today. So I want to actually show you guys what I've been investing in, and I've got this pulled up here on my phone, so let's take a look at it. The two stocks that I've been trading on so far are Rocket Mortgage and also XPeng, the EV stock that I made a video about a couple of days ago. So I'm going to scroll down here. You can see on my screen that I've made a couple of call options, and then I also bought a put on XPeng as well. So I think that we'll start with Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage came out with some earnings recently, and they were actually really dang good. They said that their closed volume was up over like 100% from last year, and their numbers looked really good, but the market didn't react. The stock actually dropped a couple of percentage points after hours, after that information came out, and today it's up a little bit. I think it's up about 1.5% or 2% or something. I don't know exactly what it's up, but I do know it's up just slightly, but I think it's going to continue to increase even more from where it's at. So I bought some calls Again, I'm just trying to figure this out. So I bought a call that actually expires on 11/13. Today is the 12th, the day of the filming this. And so I've got 2 buys that expire tomorrow for $22.50. And I'm currently negative on that position. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm hoping the stock jumps up in the morning. The other 2 calls that I've got here expire on December 24th. They're both calls. I'm just trying to figure this out, guys, right? So I'm up $4 on one, and I'm up $18 on the other one. One is at $24.50 strike price, and the other one's at $24. The reason why there's such a big difference there, I think, is because I bought the first one, the $24 strike price, earlier in the day. And looking at the screen here, it looks like it has increased much higher from where I actually bought it. I bought that. That was the very first one I bought, actually. So on this position, I'm up 16%, which is $18. Pretty cool. I'm just buying small positions here, right? One contract at a time. This other one here did increase a little bit. I'm up $4 on this one, so that's pretty cool. Just trying to figure this out really is what I'm just, doing here. So that's kind of what's going on with Rocket Mortgage. I do think that's going to actually increase, and I do own stock in a different account for that particular company. So whether it goes up, whether it goes down, not really too concerned about that. I just want to make sure that I can figure out, get familiar with this, right? Figure out how the buying calls works and selling covered calls and all these different terms and figure that out. So looking over here at the put that I bought 2 contracts of XPeng. Now this is something that I messed up on already. I don't know what I was thinking, but I bought 2 contracts of this, and my average cost was $2.66, and it's currently sitting at $2.42. So I'm down $50 or $48, which is 9% on these 2 contracts, and that's okay. I still feel pretty confident about this. I actually bought these same exact options earlier in the day and made out with about a $55 profit on 2 different contracts that I had bought and sold already, and then I decided to buy back in. I don't know what I was thinking. I made the dumb decision to actually buy back into the stock or into this option after already taking a profit. So anyway, I just thought, hey, I think it's going to pull back some more. Maybe I sold too early. And again, so just trying to figure this out. So right now, I think the XPeng is going to pull back. I mean, if I pull up this particular stock here, it had a massive run up today. I mean, it was up 33% on the day. It's trading at 43.70 right now, which is absolutely insane. So it's had a huge run, and I think it's going to pull back by tomorrow or possibly even into early next week upon the time of this filming. So I think it's going to pull back. I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop under 40. And if it does, I think that those contracts are going to be worth a lot more than they are right now. So anyway, guys, that is just a little bit of my stock options investing journey. If you are into stock options, drop a comment down below with what I need to know, what I need to look at, what I need to do to get more familiar with my journey here. I've been watching a ton of YouTube videos, reading articles, basically just trying to do everything I can to get familiar with this, because I do think this is something that I could kind of play around with and kind of get better at, and will actually fit my investing strategy. Right now, I'm on a path where I want to actually make riskier plays in hopes of getting higher gains, right? I'm in a position where if I lose $1,000, that's not the end of the world. But if I can turn that 1,000 into 3,000, or I can turn 3,000 into 10, or maybe I turn 10,000 into 50,000, that's awesome. That's exactly what I want at this time in my life, because I'm in a position where if I lost $1,000, or if I lost 5,000, or if I lost 10,000, yeah, that's gonna suck. I don't want to lose that money, but for me, that comes down to working an extra couple weeks, maybe an extra month or two, to be able to get that money back for what I'd be able to invest it in. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I'd rather work a little bit more in the grand scheme if I do happen to lose everything on this, but also have the bigger upside potential on the back end. So, with that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you made it in this far in the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up here on the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.